Hi, Sarah. Okay, I'm going to show you everything about the washer. Number one, if you have it hooked up just to your sink, you always want it to be on cold, not on hot cold. This one is for if you have it hooked straight into your hot and cold like water lines. Like if you had it into your water, then I guess you would use this or this depending on what temperature you wanted. But if you're just hooking it up to your sink, you always want it on cold. Extra rinse is up to you whether you want to do that. Spin cancel. I think it's supposed to make it not do the spin cycle, but I don't know if it works. Maybe I've never used that. I'm not sure. Half load has to be in if you want to use the dryer because you're only supposed to dry a half load at a time. So if you want it to continue into the dry cycle after it does the wash cycle, if you get the dryer working, then you will need for this to be in during the wash cycle, and I think it means it'll use like half as much water for the wash cycle. And then of course this is the on button, and you want that to be in whenever you turn it on. This is your spin cycle speed, and I recommend keeping it at the lowest you can because it can get a little shaky. So I keep mine all the way at 550, and it spins enough, but you can play with that a little bit and see if you can turn it up higher. This is your dry cycle. The blue is the delicate dry and the orange is the regular dry. And this indicates how many minutes you're setting it for. This dryer takes a long time to dry. So it might take you like 90 minutes to do a regular load, and it could take up to 120 minutes. And if you are finishing the wash cycle and don't want it to dry, I recommend just keeping it on 0. The dryer will only run if half load is pushed in. So if half load isn't pushed in, it won't dry anyway. If you wanted it to continue drying after the washing cycle, then you would leave it somewhere at some minute somewhere on, and leave half load in, and then it would go on automatically after the wash cycle. Okay, this first section up here on the wash cycle between the very top where it says stop 1 and then stop 2 is the pre-wash, and that just kind of gets it wet a little bit. The washer is really water conservative, so it definitely washes better if you do the pre-wash first. So I would recommend doing the pre-wash, and then you have to manually move it from where it stops there to go on to do the rest of the wash. So it'll stop in between the pre-wash and the regular wash, and you need to move it one crank to get it to go all the way through the regular wash. And it also has a delicate wash that I barely ever use, and then I guess a knits wash or something that I've never really used, but you could if you wanted to do more delicate. And then over here is where you put the soap in, and this first container is for the pre-wash. So anything you put in there will go in during the pre-wash. This will go in during the regular wash, and this is where you put your fabric softener or bleach to go in. Now coming over to the sink.
No, stop it.
Okay.